E for eMoneyWizard.com and MarketWizards.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. It is about 20 after 11 on the 23rd of January, 2019. We had suggested that this could be the wrecking ball trade, and if so, you really need to pay attention on the bounce to this green and red line, and the blue line too, obviously. But the faster lines coming down and to complete the target to close that gap, those last couple of points. IB low was right here, 40.5. We said that's probably resistance till broken. Using the 42s as resistance. And see if we couldn't complete the target to close the gap. So gap is closed. Late close was 32.5. 32 is the close, and 31.5 is actually the day open. So now we're going to look. We said if we're able to come down and test this 32, and these get dropped. One box. Right? So this is now our support box, fighting box, and obviously the resistance box. Anybody played for gap today? Sure didn't look like it first thing this morning, but our work told us better odds shorting up there than trying to be greedy. Very funny looking chart, this wrecking ball type trade. And we said all important, obviously, is the double overnight. And we said make sure if you're coming short side and got a little bit more, make sure you paid by 30. That means stops down. And on the overnight chart, you can see where we are. Testing the overnight lows in the lowest box. And if we look at yesterday's range and the resistance zone, has worked pretty well. Right? We said this might be a very good place to make sure you are paid. Turned out that was true. And we said this is the core. Yesterday's range. There's 35 to 47s. And then now down here in yesterday's range, this 29 right in here. That's the equivalent level as this 53.75 was on the high side. Just to show that equation. Wrecking ball trade in progress. And if we take out the overnight lows, the 22s, 22.5 is the next support. I said, I don't think we'll do that today. It is possible. And sometimes the sneakiest thing the boys do is take out both sides of the overnight range and then come back towards the middle. They just get everybody. So be prepared for that. If you're trying to buy long, you can work a trailer if you're short, but make sure you're paid at 30. But sometimes, like yesterday, you try for that last little bit and then you get the jackrabbit. But we're back into that late afternoon session testing those lows, that range. This big up bar. Remember this big up bar, smoke 'em bar? Boom. Gotcha. Just an amazing reversal from that first half hour. That's a dimer from this high. Anybody that's playing short side, make sure you are paid coming into this 29 to 30 and a quarter. And the rest of it's up to the boys. Not you or me, but the big boys. It's been a good morning. Wrecking ball trade, once again, to show the idea of it. Looks so positive, but we break all these lines and then we come south side. So the next theoretical support are the lows of these bars on a 5-minute chart. Right here. Got a few trapped longs. Still a range type trade. And this is yesterday's angel right there as well. Paid for sure. And if you've had a good run, congrats. And if you didn't, at least learn from it. This will be a third time through trade. I was not thinking would break that, but certainly the possibility is there. And we really need to see some kind of hold and bounce and get above that last high up in here. That's the key. So the high of this bar back in here at 39 resistance until broken. We're going to drop it from 42s. Make it that 39 now. Equal opportunity employer. Those bots are so accurate these days, it's incredible. They know right where their targets are. Boom. Stop run. Reminder we said if you're trying long side, don't let it run against you. Take your stop out. It's a 15-minute chart. I like this chart because we can see a little bit more real estate. I think the goal of the boys was not to go get new lows, but to just knock out some stops. But we'll see. Still got a lot of time left in the day. Support box, trying to hold 24 and a quarter. That'd be about 30 points off the high. Risk and reward time coming in, guys. And the boys have done what they wanted, which is take out the highs, take out the lows. This is a neutral type of day. You don't have a lot of news today. Certainly the stall up here, helpful for the short side, but to win this game, you got to keep pressing. Shorts really need to undo yesterday's low and keep coming. Otherwise, this is just a range type trade. And I wasn't thinking that was in the cards today. But we'll check in later and see what happens. And we had said, get up into this box, but you got to hold it there, which they did not. And then we're right back into our fighting box. And the middle of the day right now is 40. They get a tad lower, but anybody that's had a good run, make sure you are paid. Primary trade is almost over. We like to have the primary trade done by 11:30 to 12 o'clock. And certainly risk and reward, I think time has come for shorts to make sure you're paid. You may leave something on the table, but using 22 as support if you're trying to buy.